I'm Valerie Ragland, Outreach Manager, and just want to explain that this meeting is designed to provide an opportunity for the CAT staff to provide updates to you and also to give you the opportunity to ask any questions or make comments or suggestions. For the last few months, our focus has been on COVID-19, of course. So you'll hear from a few of our departmental staff members providing updates about what we're doing in our service to you while we're going through this pandemic. But at this time, I'd like to introduce our CEO, Ms. Bakar Malden, to make a few comments. Ms. Malden?
Okay. Thank you so much, Valerie. And good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to see all of you all out there this evening. Thank you very much for coming to this Zoom call and to this community meeting. We can't provide the service that we need to provide without input from the community. And so engagement is very, very important to helping us be the best mobility service that we can be. Hearing some feedback, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. I think that I just called into the meeting. I think that might have been.
Okay. All right. Well, officials from Chatham Area Transit were notified on yesterday that we received our CARES Act grant, and it was approved, and the agency can soon begin drawing those funds down to the tune of almost $10.8 million to cover expenses that have been incurred during the COVID-19 pandemic. While providing some relief, the funding is not quite expected to be enough to cover a potential funding deficit of up to $5.8 million. In a special call meeting on yesterday, I had the opportunity to address CAT's board of directors and give them some information about the actual deficit and some options for how we could possibly cut our budget by maybe about 20% or so. Why? Well, there are a lot of reasons why we may do that. One, because we've suspended fares and our revenue is just down. You know, transit agencies all across the country have experienced budget shortfalls and decreased revenue. So what we're experiencing here at Chatham Area Transit is no different than many transit agencies across the country. There's a projected decrease in property tax revenue. People just aren't paying their taxes at the rate that was originally projected. And of course, those receipts impact our receipts. Of course, there's an increase in expenses related to safety equipment. Safety is paramount as we try to work every day to protect the well-being of our customers and of our employees. And so we've experienced a sharp increase of expenses relative to safety supplies. And then of course, any strong fiscally sound entity must have a strong reserve balance. And so it's very important that we work to build that reserve balance back up so that we can continue to be a strong mobility provider for many years to come in the future. But even with the CARES Act funding, we have to plan for this pandemic going into 2021. You know, we didn't really see COVID coming, and unfortunately, we can't see when it's leaving either. And so for that reason, we have to be proactive in making sure that we manage our expenses properly so that we can continue to provide the services that so many of our customers throughout the community depend on. You know, if you looked at the board meeting, you did see me present some options, and those were all hard options. Honestly, they've been weighing very heavy on me, actually. Each option impacts the lives of our customers, all of you in the community, and many of our staff that give their all every day. And not only the lives of the staff, but of the families that they're all a part of. And so it's something that I genuinely don't take lightly. And neither does our board as well. So we have some difficult decisions that we must make in the future in order to stabilize our finances. I talked last month about the SCORE plan, and the SCORE plan starts with the S, and the S in SCORE is stabilize and strengthen our finances. And of course, followed by the C, which is care for our customers and employees. O, optimize our operations. R, reimagine transit. And of course, E, engage our stakeholders and our customers. And so as we continue to renew our commitment to SCORE each and every day, it's important that even in moments like this, we honor our commitment to SCORE. And so this falls right in line with our commitment to stabilize our finances while we care for our customers and employees. And none of these options have been approved that we put before the board on yesterday. At this point, they're really just options. So at this point, just wanted to make sure that you all were aware that we are thinking about making cuts to the service, but again, no, these are just options. They have not been approved by the board, and so nothing is scheduled to be implemented at this time. We continue to be committed to the community each and every day that we go out and SCORE, and we hope that if we're doing things right, that you'll tell us. And we know that you'll tell us if we're doing things wrong. But even if we're doing things wrong, we're going to continue to work to do our best to SCORE in your heart and in your mind. So thank you very much, Valerie, for the opportunity to address the community. And I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Malden. It took a minute for me to get myself unmuted. Thank you so much. At this time, we're going to hear from a few of our department heads and providing some updates about what's going on within their departments. Please give them an opportunity to make their presentations, and afterwards we will give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you may have or make comments or suggestions. So just be patient with us as they make these presentations. They'll be short, I promise you, and then you'll have an opportunity to ask any questions that you may have. And I'd like to introduce Ms. Bridget Morrison, who is our CAT Mobility Manager. Bridget? Unmute, Bridget. Okay.
Thank you so much, Valerie, and good evening, everyone. During this time, as Ms. Ragland stated, we are continuing to update you on any type of COVID-19 pandemic changes that we are making in the call center. And we again continue to ask you to follow CDC guidelines in the use of masks and social distancing, while also using our services for essential trips only if necessary. As far as our schedules right now, we are still at about 50% capacity. Before COVID, we were doing the upwards of 600 reservations a day. Now we're anywhere in between 250 to about 350 reservations Monday through Friday. On the weekends, prior to COVID-19, we were at about 400 trips between Saturday and Sunday. Now we're down again about 50%. On the weekends, about 200 trips. So as we navigate through these unprecedented times, we just ask that our paratransit community continue to be patient with us. We are definitely working hard to get you to and from all of your necessary appointments. And one of the things that we are working on in the call center is to have our transit advocates work remotely. So they will again be still taking your calls from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and on the weekends, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. But they will be doing it at home so that we can keep them safe and also just provide that, continue to provide that excellent customer service to you all. So we look forward to our transit advocates going home, so to speak, so that they can continue to provide that service for you. And we will be having a virtual ribbon cutting ceremony for the transit advocates on Monday evening around 6:45, and you will get updates from our systems development department on that virtual ribbon cutting ceremony. One of the other things that we also want to mention, and this may, I don't want to steal Erica Franklin's thunder just a little bit, but talk about hurricane preparation, especially for our paratransit customers. It is so important as we venture into hurricane season, actually already in hurricane season, that you do have a hurricane plan. And in the event, of course, of a mandatory evacuation, those without a personal vehicle will be able to evacuate from Chatham County on our chartered buses to avoid the spread of coronavirus. Each bus will only be half filled and masks will be provided. So again, you will also hear more about our hurricane preparations as the weeks and months follow. And Ms. Franklin will probably give a little more update on the hurricane preparation when her turn comes. But that is all that we have in the call center department at this time. Thank you so much, Valerie.
One moment, Ms. Val.
Thank you so much, Bridget. Thank you so much for that update. Next on our agenda, we're going to hear from Wendy Arden, who's our Director of Transportation, and she's going to provide us some updates on the fixed route system.
Okay, everyone, can you hear me? This is Wendy.
Yes, Wendy.
All right, I just want to remind, before I get into some COVID information, but I want to remind the passengers that we're still rerouting off of Broughton Street. So the routes are not operating, the 14 Abercorn, the 11, and the other operators, we're not operating on Broughton Street. So we're going to be bringing the buses in on Oglethorpe, and that's going to go on probably for the next year. Just to remind you all that we are running services until 10 p.m. Until 10 p.m. daily. We are currently operating at fare free. We have 50% occupancy on all of our buses. We still encourage you to enter the rear of the bus, and those with medical needs may ask for assistance to enter from the front of the bus. Also, we are encouraging you to wear masks. Of course, if you have medical needs and you're not able to wear one, we understand that, but for the most part, we're encouraging everyone to wear a mask, including our operators. That's really all I have for you.
Thank you, Wendy. Now we have a few more updates, and at this time we'll hear from our Safety Training and Environmental Services Director, Ms. Erica Franklin. Erica? Okay, well, we can come back to Erica. I know she was on earlier, maybe she got disconnected. But we can hear from Steve Boatwright, who is our maintenance director, as he gives us an, yes, ma'am.
We have Miss Erica now.
Can y'all see me?
Oh,
Beverly has
okay.
muted.
It's just taking a minute for the unmute
Okay.
option to work.
I'm
Okay.
here. Good evening, everyone. Thanks, Ms. Val. I'm Erica Franklin. I'm the Director of Safety Training and Environmental Services, and I'm probably going to repeat much of what you've heard already, but that's okay. We're getting our echo chamber, as I like to call it, going. And I like to hear all of our staff, even if they're not directly in the safety department, repeat those things that we've been campaigning so hard within our staff and for our passengers. So I just want to talk briefly about, you know, our situational report in Georgia and for Chatham County. If you've been following the numbers that's released by the Department of Public Health, I won't go through totals, but I will say in the last 24 hours in Georgia, we've added 3,660 cases of COVID and 109 deaths. And the day before yesterday, we recorded 120-ish deaths in our state. Those are record-setting days for death tolls. So that is quite concerning, and it's really starting to show us that COVID's getting close to home. I'm sure some of you have been, you know, either directly affected or know someone. That's why we continue to push all these precautions and take these mitigations that we're taking so seriously with our staff and with our services. And we want you to be safe when you ride the services as well. That's why we've done all the things that we've done to keep you safe. So we want you to take universal precautions. That's what we tell our staff in training. Even before coronavirus. You assume everyone's infected. That's why you wear a mask. That's why you social distance. That's why you only get out when you absolutely have to. So please be respectful when you're at our services to each other and to our staff. Give yourself the space you need. Please follow all the local ordinances regarding face coverings in public spaces. Please follow all the CDC guidelines. We really want to continue to provide this service and keep our staff healthy and keep you healthy as well. And that is all I have for today. I did want to add, locally in Chatham County, we're close to 6,000 total cases now and 87 fatalities. It's gotten close to home. We've added about 76 cases in the past 24 hours. So it's certainly all, we all need to take this very seriously. We've been taking this seriously from the minute we learned of cases starting to come to Georgia. So we're going to continue these mitigations. Please hang in there with us and wear your face covering. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. We can never get enough from safety. We know how important that is. Now we'll hear from Steve Boatwright, who is our Director of Maintenance. Steve?
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
So the maintenance teams, we're sanitizing the busing facilities every night. We have created a checklist that seems to be working very well. Our hostlers, our cleaners, our technicians, when they're helping clean, go through this checklist. I check through it every morning when I get in. We use a higher concentration of bleach and cleaning solutions, wiping down all our hard surfaces, such as our operator area, all our stanchions, hand straps, handrails, our wheelchair straps, our seats, frames. We go through the bus very thoroughly. After we do this wipe down, we come back through, spray it with vinyl oxide, then re-wipe everything down. We do this nightly on the buses. We do this during the day and at night on the facilities. And we do have plenty of sanitizer and all our PPE in stock, so we're all good on that. And that's all I got for maintenance today.
Okay, thank you, Steve. We'd like to remind of those of you who are listening that Chatham Area Transit and the staff is doing all that we can to keep you safe, as well as our employees too. And we hope that you will do the same as you use our services, wearing your mask, and be reminded to wash your hands and keep that safe distancing. We want to all keep that in mind as we go through this pandemic, and we will get through it, but we all need to pitch in and help. Now, at this point, we're going to give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you may have of us, or make any suggestions, or make any comments. And you can do that by pressing *9 on your phone. Am I correct, Eric? *9?
That's correct, *9.
Okay. So if anyone has any questions or comments at this time, if you would press *9 on your telephone, we'll recognize you and give you an opportunity to speak.
Okay, I see one. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello, caller.
Yes, good afternoon. And I really do appreciate your service, because I depend on the bus to take me wherever to work and, go grocery shopping.
Yes.
But however, it's just a matter of concern because I wouldn't want it happening again because I live on the 29 route. And last week, Saturday, when I was going to work, and the bus is supposed to leave like 8:10, but however, the driver left earlier. And I take like 3 minutes from my home to go to the bus stop, and she was already gone. So I was standing by Audubon on Cloverdale Drive, and about 8:10, I didn't see the bus. I said 8:20, so I called, and when I called, the lady said she's downtown. So I know I was saying, if they have to be mindful still, even if you don't see someone at the bus stop, that doesn't mean you're just gonna leave, and somebody might be running a little bit late. But at that time, I wasn't late. I was early, but she left way early than the time.
Sir, what bus stop was it? What stop was it?
It's the 29 by Audubon and in Cloverdale.
Okay, this is Wendy Arden. If you can give me, you might have mentioned the date, but if you can repeat that for me so I can address that with the operator.
Oh, I said it was last Saturday. I was going to work, and the bus was supposed to leave 8:10.
Okay.
I was at the bus stop. I was at the bus stop before 8:10, but the bus was already gone.
Okay.
So I'm saying that the driver still has to be mindful, even though they might not see anybody at the bus stop. That doesn't mean you have to leave. And some drivers wait until the exact time. If they don't see nobody come, then they leave. But she left way before 10 after. Because 10 after I was there before like about 5. So she left really early.
Okay.
And I was late for work because of that.
I understand. Was this at 8:10 at night or 8:10 in the morning?
8:10 in the morning.
Okay. This last Saturday.
Yes.
All right.
But I do, apart from that, I do appreciate your service, because, everybody's trying to be safe, and we still have them, taking us around, and, I try to do my part, and I do appreciate your service, but that's just my only concern.
I understand.
My only problem, I should say.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so
sharing that.
much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Are there any other comments? Please press *9 if you have any comments or if you'd like to ask questions of the staff.
I do not see any more hands raised, Valerie.
Okay. All right, then. If not, then this will conclude our meeting for this evening. The next community meeting will be held on Wednesday, the 9th of September at 5:30. And it looks like we probably will be doing it virtually as well, but we will give you ample notice before the meeting time. But it'll be held on the 9th of September at 5:30. Okay, thank you. Thank you everyone for attending. We appreciate
Thanks, everybody.
you.
We'll get this all up on YouTube too, so the public will be able to watch it on our YouTube channel as well. Appreciate y'all helping out,
Thank you.
participating.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Valerie.